Again, we have the swipes of the hands. The wound still bleeding freely. Large patches as the head bangs against the banisters. These areas were not repainted, simply washed down. Big pool just here. This amount of blood, I'd say it was a main artery. Same swishing stains here on the door. The blood density is strong again. Again, there on the floor by the deep freeze. Now, the trail from the door to the freezer. You see around the lid of the freezer. I'd say whoever carried the victim dropped the body due to the weight and then crossed to the deep freeze. See? Clear footprints leading to the fridge freezer from the door. And those marks, I'd say, are by the body being dragged across the floor and then stuffed into the freezer. This way. This we moved aside. And a very clear footprint. I'd say a child's.
Let this monster go. I let him go.
I'm not saying a word. If I do, you'll bite my head off.
Don't play your mind games with me, Mike. I know everything about you, Mike. And I mean everything.
Ooh, that sounds like a threat. You really got me scared.
It's not a threat. It's a fact. You were lucky to walk away from your murder trial. I know you pulled the trigger, Mike. So don't push me. I'll find him. And I don't need you to do it.
Take the girls inside and get a fire going. I'll bring the stuff in.
Oh, okay. Come on, girls. Out. Quickly. Come on.
Carla.
Yeah.
These are the front door. You'll need those.
Okay. Come on. Quickly. It's cold. Come on, girls. Hurry up. Come on.
We're using the hairs from the brush as a control for Diane's DNA, and then we'll compare it with the hand and the blood staining from the house. Should get you a result fast. We also found 2 strands of blonde hairs, which we've tested, and they're synthetic. You can tell they're transparent.
Really?
We had 3 dark curly strands, plus 2 more of the synthetic hairs. Whoever wore this trench coat quite possibly also wore a wig.
Girls eat?
They weren't hungry. I can't stay here. Someone's bound to check it out. See the smoke from the fire.
We won't be here long. Besides, this was the plan. just happened sooner. You're not eating?
No.
What's the matter?
I hate this place. It's cold and damp. The girls are driving me nuts, and there isn't even a TV set.
Now listen, everything I did was for you, so don't start moaning.
I'm just tired. We've been driving all night.
And we talked about it all night, so stop it!
Just stop it.
We put out press and TV requests regarding any information on Greg Harwood's whereabouts late last night. Now, after 15 hours, we have no sightings of him and have no clues as to where he may be. Now, after the search in Harwood's house, no passports were found, so it's likely his intention is to take them abroad. Now, what I've done...
Just a second. Look, maybe we pushed him before he was ready to jump, yeah? I mean, are we monitoring his bank accounts?
Yeah, he's way ahead of us. Cleared out his bank account, he has over 300 grand.
Shit! Lady Winfield said the bank manager had been onto her.
Well, on the run broke is tough, but with that kind of money, it's going to be easier, so I'm worried he's already skipped England.
Well, he's not solo. If I can make a suggestion?
Go ahead.
Well, it's looking at the au pair as all part of it, yeah? But maybe she doesn't know just what she is part of.
So?
So, up the press release on how dangerous we think Harwood is. We found a bloodbath in that house.
The neighbour across the river made a complaint about a large piece of machinery left in Harwood's garden. A lot of noise.
Who took that down?
I did. She said it was only there for a day, and I didn't think it was
It may have been the wood shredder. Why we didn't find any other body parts.
But I had to really shout because the machine was making so much noise.
So, what happened when he realised you were there?
He stopped. He was standing on a ledge, stuffing logs in.
Do you think this machine might have been the one you heard?
Oh, yes, that's the sort of thing. The garden's covered in wood chips.
It's very cut off. No phone or TV. But Harwood knew about it. He could hide there for weeks. No one goes near the place. Oh, I do apologize. I never gave it a thought. Stupid.
I'll get onto it straight away. I'd appreciate it if you didn't contact anyone up there.
I know the local police quite well.
Yes, I'm sure you do, sir. But I don't want anyone tipping him off. What about vehicles? Do you have a car at the cottage?
Tell me what they're saying is true, Goop.
It's crap, don't believe it.
I never did any of that.
You're
All I
part
did
of it,
was...
Carla, whether you like it or not. Oh, don't, sweetheart. Look, don't believe what you read in newspapers. It's an accident. You know that. It does mean that we can be together.
We will never get away with this!
Yes, we will. And if anything does go wrong, you know what I'm going to do. What you are going to do. I've run rings round them so far, haven't I? Calm down. Do exactly as we planned, and we'll be out of here in a couple of hours. Carla, look at me. Look at me. I love you. I love you. Now, everything's going to be all right. Trust me. Now, give me a kiss.
Winfield's got a cottage in Scotland, Inverness. No telephone, but someone's there.
Why didn't you call this in?
I've only just found out. I've alerted the locals, told them not to tip him off. I'm getting a helicopter.
You're what?
Octo your knickers in a twist. Winfield's paying.
Can I remind you one more time that I'm heading up this inquiry? If I decide we need a helicopter, I'll bloody well be on it.
Let's not waste any more bloody time, huh?
Thank you. But first I have to tell the Winfields we have strong evidence their daughter may be dead. Judge Winfield. May I come in?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah?
It's a bloody tooth.
Harwood and family have flown. We think he's taken the Winfield's car. Yeah, a metallic green Range Rover. You got it? Yeah, bye.
Search the area. I left the airport. He may have gone out the way we came in.
It's already done. DCI Connor, put DS Matthews on, please.
Find what looks like children's hair in the fireplace, and I'm sure they're bloodstains.
Go.
Hold on.
You'd better come and take a look at this.
Okay.
Oh, my God. One of the little girl's shoes.
Yeah. What about the two little girls?
Look.
Oh, God.
Harwood's been spotted. He's been dropped off at the station. They think it was Winfield's car.
Mike, wait!
He's at the station!
Okay, I need scene of crime officers here now and fast. I want the whole area searched.
Harwood's on the stopping train to Glasgow, and Walker's following him on the fast train. He should arrive there about the same time as him, but Harwood could have got off at any station in between.
What about Carla?
Well, she's maybe driving the Range Rover to meet up with him. It's all bloody maybes right now.
And the children?
There's no sighting of them.
You don't think he's... I mean, would he have harmed them?
Why burn their passport?
His Winfield's all right. The engine's cold.
Where's the nearest car rental?
Half a mile or so. We've checked, and they said they rented a car to a red-haired woman over 3 hours ago, but she didn't fit Carla Worth's description.
Let's go and get them to open up over there.
What?
Harwood's on the train to Glasgow.
Where are you now?
I'm after him on a passport from Abbeymoor. I'll call you later.
Okay. Local police stopped the train, searched it, and let it go on. No Harwood. Walker's still heading up to Glasgow.
I've got a list of items bought from a local store. She wants them checked out.
But they'll be closed.
Check who owns it, wake them up. Items on the receipt are listed by barcode numbers only, so we need to check with their till road to see what was purchased.
Rasheen, yeah, we had a call from Walker. He's chasing Harwood, but he reckons he was on that slow train because there's been a possible sighting of him at Glasgow.
What the hell's he doing now?
I don't know, Rasheen. Local police must have screwed up.
About bloody time. Right, I need details on the woman you hired the car to this afternoon. This is urgent. You had to get a name, you had to see a driving license, you had to get particulars. Excuse me, Connor.
2 pairs of jeans, 2 hooded sweatshirts, anoraks, baseball caps, children's sizes. Rasheen, it would add up with the girl's hair being cut. They could be traveling as twin boys.
Thanks, Matt.
She got pretty argumentative because she wanted it picked up and we have an extra fee for collection out of the area. But she didn't have two little girls with her, and she wasn't driving a Range Rover.
What was the name of the driving license?
Diane Harwood.
Where was the pickup point for the car?
The ferry car park, Liverpool.
Did she specify one?
Yeah, the Isle of Man ferry.
Great, thank you.
Rasheen? Yeah, I've got Mike on the other line. There's been a possible sighting of Harwood getting aboard the fast non-stop train to Euston.
Are you sure?
A ticket collector said he's sure it was Harwood, so I've organised surveillance down at the station.
He's heading to Liverpool.
What? Liverpool?
Yes, Liverpool. The ferry port. He's heading out of the country. Let Walker know.
Yes.
Do it now.
Yes, right away. Mike?
Yeah.
Mike,
Yeah?
the destination might now be Liverpool. Repeat, Liverpool.
Where?
Hello? Hello?
Where?
Can you hear me?
Man, you fucking listen.
Mike?
I can't hear you.
Rasheen thinks he might be getting on a ferry.
I'm on a train.
Hello? Hello? This effing mobile's cut out. Why don't they just stop the bloody train? What's you doing letting him run around like a lunatic?
Knowing Hawk, I'd say he's really pulled the emergency lever. He's on the wrong train.
Maintain surveillance. You're right, set up some roadblocks. Are there any sign of the children of the driver? They could now be dressed as boys. They're off the motorway on the A9 back road. Have they radioed into you yet?
No.
Okay.
Thank you for joining us today for our journey to the Isle of Man. Conditions at sea are fine, the light swell and good visibility. We expect to dock at approximately 11 o'clock. In the meantime, please sit back, relax and enjoy the sailing.
Excuse me, you got a light up?
Sorry?
I've got a light. My light is gone.
Do you know it's a non-smoking boat?
Ah, yeah.
lock's failed. She looks like she's going to head back towards the quarry.
Okay.
Thanks. Stay with her. We have a visual on the quarry road. Where's my backup? Grey Jeep traveling north along the quarry road. I need ground containment now. She's now driving across a field heading east.
Copy that. Moving to your location, over. Just joining the quarry road now. ETA 36.
Get me down.
Got it.
Shut up! I told you shut up!
Welcome to the Island Park. Arriving passengers, please follow the signs in the main terminal building, where your baggage can be collected from the carousel.
Next door. Oh, well, you know, she did I think she will, because at her age, you know,
One, two, three, and four.
And your receipt, sir.
Thank you very much. See you in 5 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Passengers, please remember to keep personal belongings with them at all times.
This is Carla Wood. If you leave me a message, I'll call you back. Thanks.
Carla, when you pick up this message, call me, for Christ's sake. Where are you?
Mr. A.R. Scott, please make his way to the departure gate.
I'm a police officer. Have you seen this man? Has he checked in recently?
No, sir, sorry.
Check for the name Harwood, please.
Certainly, sir. I'm sorry, that name's not listed.
Excuse me, is this where they put up the reserve tickets that were already paid for?
Have you seen this man?
No, sorry. Passengers for London City, please be aware that check-in desks are closing in 5 minutes. That's all for passengers to London City.
There's a private charter office downstairs. We need to check it out.
Let's go. police officer's this man just been in?
Yes, he went airside.
Thank you.
Look, get back up. I'll see you later.
It's cost me £4 to hire this plane. Can we get off the ground now, please?
Walker! Listen, I've got over £300,000 cash, untraceable in this bag. It's yours if you let me get on that plane. Come on, Walker, I know you're broke. Your 2 mortgages and a greedy ex-wife.
Give me the bag.
Is it a deal?
I'm thinking about it. Give me the fucking bag.
Oh, dear God, help me! I went into the bedroom and there's blood! Blood everywhere! Blood! Blood! I didn't kill my wife, I didn't kill Diane, I didn't do it! I didn't do it! It wasn't me! I didn't do it!
Harwood has AP Donald at his brief, and Carla has Julius Summers. Do you know either of them?
No. Are we going in together?
No. I'm taking Carla and I'm giving you Harwood.
How come?
Oh, you brought him in. Besides, I think she's going to crack first and implicate him. I don't think he's going to. He's tougher. And if anyone understands how the mind of a killer works, Mike, it's you.
There's a backhanded compliment.
The lab just confirmed the tooth found in the shredder belongs to Diane Harwood.
Carla, you've stated you didn't know Diane was dead. No. How could you not know? Why else wear a dead woman's clothes?
I didn't know. I just did what Greg told me to do.
And did Greg tell you what happened to Diane?
He said that Diane had left him for someone else. I've told you 3 times.
So why impersonate her? Why wear the wig and the trench coat?
Because Greg wanted me to do. I told you. Why do you keep wanting me to repeat everything? No, I didn't know that she was dead. How many more times do you want me to tell you? I didn't know.
Did you murder Diane Harwood?
No comment.
You ordered fresh meat for your deep freeze, but not from your usual local butcher. Why did you do that, Mr. Harwood?
No comment.
Tell me about the meat. The legs of lamb that we know came from your deep freeze. Would you answer the question, please, Mr. Harwood? Would you answer the question, Mr. Harwood?
No comment. They're watching us in the corners of the room. I'm not allowed to answer your questions or tell you anything. No. Comment.
Keep your cancel.
You've admitted to acting out a fight between her husband and yourself. You have admitted to using Diane Harwood's credit card. You've also admitted to wearing the wig, the same outfit, while leaving the house carrying the suitcases.
It was Greg's idea. He told me to do it.
Why'd you dye your hair?
Because Greg asked me to.
And did you cut the children's hair?
No, Greg did it.
Oh, so you did nothing. Did you also do nothing to try and save Diane Harwood?
I told you I didn't know she was even dead until I read it in the papers.
Oh, you read it in the papers?
Yes.
And how did you feel, Carla, when you read about what happened to Diane?
Greg said it was all lies.
Oh, Carla, it wasn't lies. Did you kill Diane Harwood?
No. I just did whatever he said because I love him. I love him. Love him. I'm not answering any more questions. I don't feel well. I'm tired and I have a headache. Yes, it was Greg's idea. He told me to do it.
Why did you dye your hair?
Because Greg asked me to.
And did you cut the children?
You know, did she say why she was so submissive to him?
Oh, you did nothing. Because I love him. Did you also do nothing to try and save Diane Harwood? You know, I'm satisfied we've got enough to charge her with perverting the course of justice, but I just don't know if she helped him kill Diane also.
Comments.
Oh, great. Do you know how the children are coping?
I haven't asked. Do you want me to call Lady Winfield?
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Yeah. Because so much evidence stacked up against him, his no comment seems like a bloody joke.
Would you answer the question, please, Mr. Harwood? No comment.
Why don't we just charge the bastard?
No, I want to keep going. I want to know if they did it together. She's very tense, very skittish, lying through her teeth. You want to have a go with her?
Yeah.
Find out if they're doing it together.
Mr. Harwood, would you please answer the question? No comment. I'm watching us through in the corners of the room. I'm not allowed to answer your questions or tell you anything.
Mike told me about the case. I only just finished one yesterday, so I've got time off.
Oh, listen, I really appreciate this. I know your work from Pat North. She really respects you, which is why I wanted you to interview the victims' children.
Yeah, Mike said.
Mike, are you trying to tell me something, Barbara?
Oh, I'm surprised he hasn't told you.
Told me what exactly?
We're living together.
Ah. Well, no, he hadn't mentioned anything, actually. Oh, what can I say? He certainly falls on his feet.
Yeah, but as soon as Pat sells their flat, he'll be contributing to my mortgage.
Well, I'm surprised he hasn't said anything. Pat sold the flat a couple of months ago. How did the interview go?
It was hard work. I'd say both need to see a counsellor, especially Sarah. Are you all right with it?
Yeah, I'm fine. I hate it when it involves children.
Now tell me what happened that day when you got home.
Now, Carla, you stated to Detective Chief Inspector Connor that you were unaware that Diane Harwood was dead.
Yes.
You also say that you believe that she left the marital home immediately after they argued. Is that correct?
Yes. Last time I saw her, she told me to take the girls to the ballet class and then on to see a film, which I did. When I came back, he said that Diane had left.
Well, help me with this. What reason did Greg Harwood give to you to impersonate her?
He was worried that Diane would get custody of the girls.
But that was a lie. Diane couldn't get custody of anything or anyone because she was dead.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that. You didn't know.
No.
Diane was dead. Have a look at this picture, Carla. Stains on the wall. Blood. Her blood. Dripping all the way from the bed, down the stairs, along the hallway, into the utility room. over the deep freeze, in the dustbin.
Please, I think my...
Oh, you really want me to stop? Don't you think she should know that while she was playing Diane Harwood, the poor woman's right hand was floating down the river? But just a hand, because that's all that was left of her.
And her tooth. We did find her tooth.
What do you think happened to the rest of her body, Carla? Recognize that? Remember it? No. Suspect shakes her head. It was in the garden. It had to be. That was where her husband...
Getting ahead of yourself, sir. First, Diane's frozen body had to be cut up and fed into the machine, limb by limb.
No. I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know.
Clean it up.
I didn't know.
Mop it, mop it, mop it. Get that other towel. Go on.
I didn't know.
Well, you know now, Carla. So can we go back to the beginning, please? And no lies. Did you murder Diane Harwood?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the tyres.
Barbara, what are you doing?
You lied to me. Regine's told me you sold your flat.
I didn't lie to you. It's only just been finalized. I transferred the check to my Diamond Reserve account, and I've got to wait a month before I get the cash.
You lied to me!
Barbara, Look, this is not the time or place to discuss this, Barbara.
I'll pack your bags for you.
Yeah, you're not getting a good eye for, are you? Skinner, get a mop and bucket. Clean up that interview room.
Yes, Gov.
Well, the doc's given Miss Worth the OK, despite having chucked up all over the interview room. She's fit to be questioned, and you have got a bloody cheek. Putting me in the shit. What did you say to Barbara?
I don't have time for crap like this, Mike. We have a witness. Harwood's little girl saw him with the mother's body. Have a look at the tape.
Tell me again, Susie, what Daddy did. Daddy cut my hair. Now tell me what happened that day when you got home.
Is it hot outside?
You've had my client in custody now for almost 48 hours. You haven't charged him with anything? May I suggest...
The clock is ticking, Mr. Donald. I'm fully aware of the time that we've had your client in our custody here. As you well know, the Magistrates' Court has granted us an extension. I, for one, fully intend to use it.
He's listening. I can hear him. He's using the tape machine to listen to us. I can't.
What did you say? What?
No, I think I'm wrong. He's in there. Yeah, walking around the room.
There's no one in the room except the four of us. We have agreed to videotape this interview.
I don't know what happened. I don't know. I don't remember. Oh, God. I saw her. I saw her in the bedroom, and there was... the blood was everywhere. Everywhere.
I've had enough of this crap. I've got enough evidence. I'm going to charge you with the murder of Diane Harwood.
Oh, he's wet himself.
The devil. He's here. He's here, the devil, the judge. Oh, God. Get him off me! Get him off me!
Chief Superintendent Walker has left the room to summon the FME and the custody sergeant.
You two.
Can't you hear him? Don't you
Get
wait
here
about
now.
him?
Get the FME.
Identity and security beneath the table.
No, it wasn't me. I wouldn't. No, it wasn't me. You don't understand. It wasn't me. I phoned her. I didn't do it. You're mad.
Maybe, but you're not. piss himself.
You think he's faking?
Absolutely. It's a good job we still got Carla Worth. I think she'll spill the beans, but whatever game he's playing won't pay off.
Hey! Hey! It's Carla. She slashed her wrist. We've got an ambulance coming.
How bad is it?
She had a razor. She's cut an artery.
Wasn't she searched, for God's sake? I want to know how this is bloody well allowed to happen.
Until we hear back from the Magistrates' Court, is there any possible chance you could spend the time clearing up my desk?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Love, message from reception. There's some head honcho here from the murder squad, a Chief Superintendent Lawson. Shall I show him into your office?
No, show me to Connors. Get some coffee.
What?
Daniels, my office.
Yes, sir.
Come in.
Mike, you old bastard. Long time no see.
Good to see you, Dick. Hey, sit down. I've ordered some coffee.
Nice office.
Yeah.
You look in good shape.
What, are you saying the uniform suits me? God, I can't wait to get back, Dick. Being stuck out here is driving me nuts. So, what's up?
I really wanted to speak to Roisin, but I've been told she's in court this morning. She mentioned anything about my situation?
Yeah, she said she'd been in contact regarding the Harwood case, yeah.
Right, but I've kind of had my hands full with this bloody inquiry. It's very sensitive, not public as yet, and Connor is an important witness, so I'm going to need her for a few days. So I was hoping you could oversee her case for me. I don't think I need to bring anyone else in, not with someone of your experience already here.
You know me, Richard. Anything I can do to help. How long are you going to need her?
It shouldn't be more than a few days, I hope. The faster we get it over with, the better. Couldn't come at a worse bloody time. I'm waiting to hear if I've got Assistant Chief Constable. That's just between you and me.
You certainly deserve that position, Dick. Yep. Coffee.
I knew this would happen. As soon as I knew they'd blame me. I knew it. Pestering me.
Come along now, sir. Into the van.
I'll call Racine at home and give her the details.
Yeah, and good luck with the inquiry. Anything comes up, I'll call you. It's been really good to see you again, Dick.
And you, Mike. You won't be here for long, I guarantee it. I'll get you back on the murder squad. Maybe even replace me if I get that Assistant Chief Constable job. Eh?
Please state your name.
It's the weeds you have to watch out for. Particularly Grand Elder.
Will you please answer my question?
It's no good spraying
What is your
it
name?
to get rid of it. I never use chemicals.
Could you
Never.
tell us what your name is,
They
please?
seep into the soil. When you come to replant, it's all wrong. It's no good. You've got to get down to the roots and pull them out by hand. Deep down.
Well, that was a waste of a day.
Back to the station.
No, Lawson's left me 3 messages. I have to find out what he wants.
Right. Listen, I'll check up on Carla Worth, see when she's been released from hospital. Call you with an update.
Yeah, great.
Do you still think he's faking it? The psychiatrists seem to think he's nuts.
I don't know, Matt.
Well, he looked in pretty bad shape to me.
I can't talk about it right now. I have to sort this out. I'll see you later, yeah? DCS Lawson, please.
Good afternoon, Mr. Howard. My name is St. John Jenkins. Dr. Jenkins.
Good afternoon.
So, Greg, how are you feeling today?
Yes, we'll be taping all our interviews.
No. You didn't hear what I said. Are they taping us? They listen all the time. We have to be very careful. Are they taping us? I heard them last night. They watched all night.
Who are they?
You know?
No, I don't know. Can you explain to me?
How do I know I can trust you?
Well, only you can decide that. But if you tell me who you're afraid of, we could at least discuss that.
They're everywhere.
I still don't understand. Who are they?
All right. I think they're part of the Secret Service. No one knows exactly, but they work for...
And who is this Judge Winfield?
He's after me. He wants to destroy me.
How do you know?
I've heard him. He spies on me. He talks to me.
And what does he say?
He's going to destroy me.
Why do you think he's going to destroy you?
He's going to destroy me because he thinks I'm a threat. He's always been after me.
And when did all this begin?
Ever since I married Diane. He's always around. I can feel him. He's tapped my phone. He watches the television set. I had to stop watching it. He's constantly spying on me.
So you think Judge Winfield is spying on you?
Yes. Ever since I married Diane. She's his daughter.
So when you say Judge Winfield is spying on you, do you actually see him?
No, because I can't see him. But I know he's there. He even uses my computer. I've heard him plotting to hurt me. He's in here. I can feel him.
Gather round, everybody. Attention, please. Harwood is being assessed by the trick cyclists and remanded pending their reports. If they don't get any more joy from him, he's got a fitness to plead hearing.
And what do we do in the meantime?
Well, I want to reassess all the evidence we have against him. I guarantee if we get him on trial, his lawyers are going to argue diminished responsibility. We have to use the time that we've got. If he's going to come on fruit and nut, we've got to prove cold-blooded murder and that he's fit to stand trial. Otherwise, that bastard's going to get 5 or 6 years for manslaughter.
What about the au pair?
No, the doctor says she's not well enough to answer questions, so our priority is to determine the exact time and date that Diane Harwood died. Now, we know the body was placed in the deep freeze, subsequently chopped up, and then we found her tooth in the shredder. Shredder. Man, check the date that was at Harwood's house, would you?
What about his computer?
What about it?
Well, he's not a qualified butcher. You know, if he cut up a body, maybe he had help.
What? You say there's a website for how to carve up your wife? Yes. No, actually, shut up. Listen, that's a good point, Lisa. Why don't you bring back the other computer from the garden centre as well? Check for websites where he might have, I don't know, might have helped him give such a good performance, yeah? If this is acting, it's Oscar material. OK, guys, that's it. Time is of the essence. Let's move.
Mike? How come Roisin isn't doing the briefing?
DCI Connor's been recalled as a witness. Siege business with the illegal immigrants causing the boss a lot of grief. He's been criticised for lack of action and for tacky handling of the negotiation. Knowing the smart Alec, I'd say the accusations were probably true. No doubt Roisin will back him up. She knows what side of bread's buttered.
Does she know about this? You seem to be taking over.
I don't know how many murder investigations you've been on, son. But if this, my taking over, bothers you, I'd contact DCS Lawson. It's at his request. And while you're out at the garden centre, I'd check over that big manure heap.
You want me to dig it up?
Good idea.
Looking for anything specific?
Body parts. Take Skinner with you. There's a spare part if ever there was one.
Yeah? Nothing yet. Could be hours. Bye.
So you saw Harwood leave with the shredder?
Oh, yes, yes. I was in my bedroom, looking through the window. He didn't see me.
Now, the complaint was filed on March the 12th, is that correct? But the night you saw the machine was March the 11th. Thank you.
Come in.
Wow. Look at the size of this place.
What's been happening?
Well, we found another leg of lamb in the manure heap of the garden centre. I think they're getting better at recognising them. And if you agree, I think tomorrow we should get forensics down to Harwood's garden. Check for blood in the wood chips by the river. Skived off, have you? Dung heap too much for you?
You could say that, yeah.
I'm convinced that Harwood cut a body up on March the 11th, which is when the shredder was reported to have been seen in his garden. What we still don't know is how long she'd been dead.
Puts Carla worth much more in the frame. And there's too much blood for one person to clean up. Mike brought this. You want to open it?
So I'm making himself at home, isn't he?
Well, why not? It's his flat.
What?
You thought this was my new place? No, I don't move in for a couple of weeks yet.
You know, the one thing that doesn't fit with me, if somebody goes to all this trouble doing as you think, a trial run at the garden centre, they're making space in the freezer by throwing all the meat out, how come the house was a bloodbath? Why make such a mess of it? Why not drug her?
Yeah, so what do you say?
There may be a shred of, excuse the pun, a shred of truth in what Harwood is saying. He comes home, finds a bloodbath, his wife's murdered, and goes into some kind of psychotic state. If he planned it all out, why leave her hand in the river?
Yeah, well, that's down to the neighbour, isn't it? Harwood couldn't hear her calling him until she was midway over the bridge. Imagine the shock when that old dame appears.
So he panics.
Hand falls out, gets tipped out of the bag, doesn't end up in the shredder. I don't know.
Right. Excuse me.
Right, well, let's have a briefing first thing in the morning, yeah?
Right, I'll be off then. Hey, you kept him quiet, didn't you? How come you can afford a place like this? Did he win the lottery?
He plays the stock market.
How'd you invest? You're certainly not short of a bob or two yourself.
Good night, Mike. I'll see you in the morning.
I don't just want to be someone that you use against Walker.
I'm not. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, I know what you said, but what I'm saying is I don't like to be used. If you have some, I don't know, resentment, bad feelings, whatever against him, don't put me in the middle.
Oh, I'm sorry you see it like that. Any resentment I have towards Walker's, well, it's mainly because I'm friends with his ex-girlfriend. She told me a few things that perhaps she shouldn't have.
And that's it, nothing else?
Oh, no. No, I worked for him when I was straight out of training. You know the way he treats Daniels? Like she's his skivvy, you know, shouts at her. Well, he had it in from me from day one.
Nobody fancied you.
Oh, no. He just couldn't turn me into the type of woman he likes. Submissive, I think, is the word. And,
And?
Oh, well, in all fairness to him, he never made an official complaint about me, which he could have done, considering.
Considering what?
I threw hot coffee all over him. And I was transferred the next day with a recommendation I go on traffic. God, I'm damn sure he tried to block my career for years.
So where does that leave me?
You? How does it affect you?
Excuse me, because now he knows I'm with you.
Oh, he's not that petty.
No? But I'm a lower rank than you, Roisin, and it was you that pointed out to me how the
What are you
Met feel-
suggesting?
If Walker's the kind of guy that holds on to grudges, I don't think you should have made it public.
Oh, for the love of God. I'm staying here for a couple of weeks, Matt, while my flat gets fixed. We are not announcing our engagement. I didn't mean that the way you heard it. Can you stop tidying up?
It shouldn't make any difference to you. As you said, you're only using this place as a hotel. I give good room service.
Detective Sergeant, as your superior officer, I am ordering you to relax.
Get that out of town. Come on.
Get up! Hello?
Are you busy?
No, it's fine.
That'll get us footprint. Once Diane Harwood was in the freezer, I reckon he must have cleaned up the blood pretty quickly.
Now, we still don't have a date for when she was killed, right? Maybe the little girl might just be able to tell us.
Thanks. I'm sorry.
There's this Oxfam shop near where I live. Great bargains. And yesterday I was just passing and I saw this blonde wig.
Oxfam were given 2 by some actress, plus a lot of clothes, shoes, jewelry.
Can you get to the point?
They're expensive handmade wigs. This is the same make as the wig worn by Carla Worth. The one worn by Carla was sold on the 4th of February. Now, the saleswoman couldn't identify Greg Harwood, but it was definitely bought by a man.
February the 4th?
Yes, that's 2 weeks before she went missing.
Tell me what happened. Never mind how strange, how frightening. I'm here to help you. But I need to know what happened.
It's all strange. It's not real. It's not real. I thought I was having a nightmare. But it was the smell. I could smell something bad, so bad. And the house was quiet. Absolutely silent. No Susie, no Sarah. And I thought when
Maybe he'd done something terrible. And it scared me. I think it was me. I think he got inside me. He went into the living room, there was nobody there. He went into the kitchen, nobody there. Into the breakfast room, nobody there. And I called out, "Diane, Diane." No answer. I could feel him behind me. And he told me to go up the stairs. Go on, up, go up. He was controlling my actions. I didn't have the power to resist. And he told me to go towards the bedroom. And that's when I saw her. Lying on the floor beside the bed. Blood, blood, blood everywhere.
We've had some help from the data recovery guys accessing Harwood's computer files and internet history. After the initial work, they searched for keywords and phrases and looked at file date and timestamps. They're currently checking files created between certain times, and they're looking at picture files, you know, your JPEGs and your bitmaps. The computer from Harwood's home didn't come up with anything interesting, but look what we found from the one on the garden centre. Now, we have tropical plants, a lot of details about growing greenhouse facilities, orchid houses, palm trees. This site came up before. It's mixed in with the herbaceous borders. Surviving addiction, drug rehabilitation clinics.
Mike, come and have a look at this.
I'm still trying to get my head around February the 4th. Hey, our time frame is looking crazy.
God, you know, he's certainly interested in Chief Superintendent Walker. He's downloaded and filed all the press coverage about that shooting and the trial.
Print it out for me. What else you got?
Psychiatry and psychology of the drug addicted. I've heard about this guy, Tim Leary. Flying, hallucinatory programs. I mean, some of this stuff goes back to the 60s. Flower Power, Charlie Manson, Helter Skelter, Acid. I can get you how many hits each of these sites took from his computer history. God, he's certainly interested in drugs. Pills, weed, heroin, addiction, addictive personalities, mental disorders brought on by the use of drug addiction, and hallucinatory drugs. And now look what we found earlier. Butchery. How to carve up an entire side of beef, lamb, how long to freeze, etc.
I had to get rid of the body. Get rid of the evidence. I had to do it. Or they'd destroy me. When you say you got rid of the body, do you remember exactly what you did? No. No, I don't remember.
Carla took us in a taxi to see Snow White after ballet class.
That was on a Saturday, right?
I asked her why she's so certain that was the last time she saw her mummy, and she said she remembered because she wanted to tell her about the 7 dwarfs when they got home. Tell me then again what happened. What did you see?
Mummy was sleeping on the floor and was making funny sounds. Daddy got very angry and was shouting at Carla to help him. They put Mummy to bed in the fridge.
Did Daddy see you, or were you hiding?
Hiding right behind the old shelves. I didn't want Daddy to get angry with me, so I went back to bed.
That has to be how she left her footprints in the blood. After that, she became very distressed, so I didn't want to cause her any further trauma.
Matt, can you check up on the taxi firm used by the Harwards, please? Did you get any more on the cinema trip?
I did, because I checked on the cinema programmes and they were showing Snow White, but the programme changed after Saturday, the 15th of February. That had to be the date they went. And I checked with the ballet school, and the twins did have a class that day, 15th of February.
February 15th? Can't be that far back. That means Diane Harwood's body was in the freezer for...
From the 15th of February until he dismembered her, March 11.
She won't have another go at him?
So he could be insane, I mean, to keep her body at the house for that amount of time.
Thank you. We have Carla Worth and Julia Summers in reception.
5 minutes?
No, I'm taking D.S. Matthews in with me.
Barbara. Barbara, will you look at me? Look, I didn't get the money for the sale of the flower that I expected, and Len stuck her claws in.
Play another tune, please.
I withdrew all this money for you. I want you to have it. Even if you won't take me back.
Mike.
I'm sorry.
On March 13th and 18th, why were you trying to convince friends and neighbors that Diane was still alive?
Greg was worried about the kids.
Oh, did you know that Diane was dead? Is that why you were impersonating her? Where were the children that night?
In bed.
This is your signature, isn't it?
Yes.
And this is the taxi firm used by Diane when she lost her driving license. Look at it, please.
Yes.
Do you see the date? Pickup and destination Odeon Cinema.
Yes.
It's dated the 15th of February, Carla. Do you recall that date? It's almost a month earlier than when you stated you took the children to the cinema.
If you say so, I just got confused.
So on this night, the 15th of February, what did you do?
Took the girls to the cinema. They always have ballet classes on a Saturday, so we went straight on to see the film.
What'd you see?
Snow White. They wanted to see Snow White.
Why did you use the taxi firm?
Probably because Diane was using her car. Greg has an account.
Diane was banned from driving, Carla.
That's never stopped her before.
On the 15th of February, did you see Diane?
Yes, I took a breakfast up. She was in one of her moods. They've been getting worse. I think she might have started using again.
Using? What do you mean?
Diane Harwood was an addict. That's how I met her. We were at a rehab clinic. Penthurst Lodge. Didn't you know that?
Get off!
You've had enough!
Get off me!
It was the day after Valentine's Day because she had a card from me.
Ah, so the last day you saw Diane Harwood was February the 15th.
Yeah, I just told you.
Yeah. Did you go to the Harwood house?
No. I was waiting outside in the car. She was going on and on about leaving her husband. She was going to tell him to get out.
Whoa. So the husband was in the house?
I don't know where the husband was. I was waiting outside near the garage. She walked across the bridge to the house. I waited about 20 minutes and then I left. That was the last time I saw her. I didn't have sex with her. I just walked off and I didn't see her again.
Were you smoking a joint, Craig? Is that what you were doing while you were waiting for her?
No, I was not.
What kind of mood was she in?
I told you, she was very uptight.
Yeah, so did she take something to calm her nerves or to boost herself up? Come on, Craig. I saw the tin fall on the road to the ashtray of her car.
Had nothing to do with me, okay? Had nothing to do with me. I swear I never got anything for her and I never gave her anything.
Okay, what did she take, Craig?
Crack cocaine. She was out of her head.
Now, after putting the children to bed, what else did you do that evening?
Had a shower and then made us a sandwich.
While you were doing that, what was Mr. Howard doing?
Reading the kids a fairy tale.
I put it to you that you planned this murder months in advance, and the only thing that got in the way were the children.
No, I had nothing to do with this.
What if I tell you we have a witness?
No, you haven't. Now, you're just saying that to make me say something that'll get me into trouble.
Just stop right here. I'm sorry, but this is becoming ridiculous. If you do have a witness, then I should be informed with their statement. If you have the evidence to charge my client,
I do. And I would, if you don't mind, like to go back to the evening that Carla took the children to the cinema. Saturday, the 15th of February. What else did you do that evening?
I think I helped Greg with family decorating. I'm not sure. I was very tired.
We found meat in the river near the house. We now know it came from the Harwood freezer. Know anything about that?
Yeah, it was always faulty. There was an electrical fault. It went off and the meat started to defrost, so Greg told me to get rid of it.
What did you do with it?
Put some in the rubbish, but the foxes kept on scavenging. So I threw some of it in the river until the freezer was repaired. Then a few weeks later, I ordered some fresh supplies.
And why did you order that and not Mrs. Harwood?
Because Greg asked me to. I only did what Greg asked me to do.
I've just read the statement on Craig Board.
Look, Detective Sergeant Matthews said that you asked him to check out that Diane was a junkie. I've already contacted Lady Winfield and she gave me the address of the clinic.
Oh, I don't believe it. She gave you the address. Oh, why didn't we have this before?
Yep, there's more. Carla Worth and Diane Harwood were both patients, but guess who else was there? Harwood.
You're joking.
He doesn't have any qualifications, but was accepted as a drug counselor by the Penthurst Clinic due to his past as an ex-addict. Now, they refused to give me a list of previous patients' names, but they did give me a list of the psychological disorders most of those residents have been treated for. No wonder he's given such a good performance.
Well, they both are. I just charged her with murder and perverting the course of justice, and she smirked at me. And she probably even planned to slash her own wrist. I mean, why else have a razor?
First time I went to Harwood's house, I saw a roach in the ashtray of Diane Harwood's car. Remember, Alison? They're 1 minute gone the next.
Well, I didn't actually see it.
Can you leave us, please? There is no report of any drugs found in Diane Harwood's car. Now, considering what we know now, that's pretty sloppy police work.
Hey, I said I saw it. I didn't have time to check it out. I could have been mistaken.
Oh, we've been mistaken a hell of a lot, Walker, haven't we? And Judge Winfield and his bloody wife would have known that their missing daughter was a junkie. We're trying to prove that everything he says is a lie, and that the murder of your daughter was a cold-blooded act by a sane man. Now, the fitness to plead hearing is tomorrow morning.
I gave you the information on his past. That must be some use.
You failed to inform us that your daughter was a Class A drug addict, albeit with no police record. But according to the clinic, she was and had been using heroin for some considerable time.
I'm told that awful woman, Carla Worth, has tried to kill herself. I just wish she'd gone through with it. I find her a despicable, disgusting creature. Knowing his intentions and living in my daughter's house for 8 whole months, I saw the way he looked at her. I warned Diane, I told her.
Margaret, after what has happened, I don't think this is the time to discuss...
Well, when do I, Geoffrey? When? I told you about that terrible man. She wanted to be with the one from the gym. I told you, and you told me not to tell anyone. It's my fault.
Of course it is. It's your fault. Now stop, please, Margaret, stop.
By terrible man, do you mean Craig Board, Lady Winfield?
She was the most wonderful daughter, beautiful and clever, and I don't understand. I will never understand why she tried to destroy herself. It broke our hearts.
Why didn't you tell us that you knew about Craig Board, Lady Winfield?
I don't know who he is. I saw him.
He worked at the gym that your daughter frequented. He could quite possibly have been the one that supplied her with the drugs, Lady Winfield.
He was married with 2 children, and she was not taking drugs. She was not. She gave me her word.
Lady Winfield, you have held up...
Leave. I really appreciate everything you've done. You know I will endeavour to do anything I can to help.
Thank you, Judge. In regards to the money, until we finalise the legal process, it will remain as evidence.
away, Judge.
Can I, Judge? I'll call you.
Don't you dare do that to me again.
What's the point of having a go at that poor woman? You got nothing new from her.
Until she held up the investigation to her own daughter's murder. What was that about money, Mike?
When I arrested Harwood, shortly
The
before...
money.
Here, a bag full of it. In case you don't think it's above board, why don't you read the report? Locked in the property cage, ma'am.
Sir, hang on. Both Chief Superintendent Walker and an officer from the Isle of Man Police counted and signed in the money, yeah?
That's what it says here.
What was his name?
It's attached to the airport.
What, airport police?
Probably.
No. Yeah, I see. We were led to believe that Mr. Harwood was carrying over 300 grand.
300,000. No, that's not on the form.
Yeah, I want the money recounted, please.
All right.
Good night.
Do you understand the procedure of a fitness to plead hearing?
It doesn't matter. Winfield has won. He'll be judging me. It's exactly as he said. He planned it all.
No, Judge Winfield cannot preside over this hearing.
He'll be in disguise. He will be the judge. I'm not going.
You have no option.
What about Carla? They wouldn't even let me write to her. Can I see her?
No, this is a preliminary hearing to determine whether or not you understand the procedure. You have been charged with your wife's murder. This hearing is not to prove you guilty or not guilty, but to ascertain whether you are, as I said, able to understand the procedure.
I'm on trial.
No, as I just explained. When, if you are deemed fit to stand trial, we will make a plea for diminished responsibility.
Oh, yes.
Do you understand?
Yes. Yes, I understand.
Court, rise.
Members of the jury, before you hear from the prosecution, may I address a few words to you? You may have noticed, when you were put in charge of this case, that the words used by the clerk of the court did not follow the usual formula at the beginning of a trial. This hearing is unusual because, as you have heard, you are here to decide whether or not this defendant is fit to plead to the indictment he faces. That is your sole task. You will hear evidence on that issue, and on that issue alone, from a psychiatrist. After all the evidence, I will then direct you on the law you must apply, and you will retire for your deliberations. I think maybe Mr. Harwood would be better off downstairs, Mr. Quinn. Do you agree?
Yes, Your Honor.
Would you escort Mr. Harwood back downstairs, please? Thank you.
7 green bottles hanging on the wall. And if 1 green bottle...
So, members of the jury, where was I? I will then send you out, maybe this afternoon, more possibly first thing tomorrow, depending on how we go. And you will then return with your collective decision. Yes, Mr. Frogton.
Members of the jury, I appear for the Crown, Mr. Quinn for the defendant, Mr. Gregory Harwood. Now, after Her Honour's introduction, I do not propose to open the case to you, but will go straight on to calling the evidence. Dr. Jenkins, please.
Gov, you know we traced the wig worn by Carla Worth to an Oxfam shop?
Yeah.
And it was bought over 6 weeks before we know she wore it as Diane Harwood.
Yeah, I get the point.
Well, you found a child passport at the cottage in Scotland, and yet he was arrested trying to board a plane to Paris, and he already had tickets to South Africa bought well in advance, and he only had his own passport on him at the time.
Yeah, I know all that. I checked it.
Yeah, well, we also found 3 passports listed in Carla Worth's luggage, new ones. The consensus is he burnt the old one because she didn't need it anymore. I've just brought them up from the property store. Also, I need you to have a look at some of these details from the websites that the experts have found.
Alison, I really need to get a court.
No, No, sir. I think these are even more important than the passports. Printed off a set for you to have a look at. I really think you need to look at these because they prove that Harwood...
Yeah, really did plan to kill his wife. We know all that. Holy shit.
During the time I saw Mr. Harwood, he became increasingly irrational, and his paranoia seemed to develop into a conviction that the judge, whom I take to be his wife's father, was running a conspiracy against him. He believed that no matter what he did, the judge was intent on destroying his marriage, intent on taking his children, intent on doing him some kind of bodily harm. When I asked about the police's role in this, they became co-conspirators with the judge. When I didn't immediately accept the validity of these propositions, I, and indeed all my colleagues at the hospital, also became part of the conspiracy. Eventually, in a rather childlike manner, he came to refuse to talk to anyone whom he saw to be part of the judge's plotting against him. After a few days, he lapsed into silence or inappropriate singing, rather as a child might when not wanting to hear what was being said to him. Like so. La, 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 la. I am told this morning by his solicitors that he has declined to give any sensible instructions to them at all and has come to treat them with similar suspicion.
Is that right, Mr. Quinn?
Yes, I'm told it is correct.
Perhaps I might add that the 10 green bottles episode is all of a piece with the way he presented to me, being childishly inappropriate and demonstrating a refusal or an inability to follow and take part in what was happening.
Come on, move it!
Shit! Reverse! Get back!
Due to my own holiday and professional commitments, I've not been able to give this case the time I would have liked to, but I can say that in his present state of mind, I would not classify Mr. Harwood as being fit to stand trial.
Dr. Jenkins, how do we know this is a genuine condition as opposed to put it bluntly, play acting on Mr. Harwood's part?
Well, of course, we don't. There's no specific or definite physical test we can carry out to prove that someone is mentally ill. But Mr. Harwood does display the classic symptoms of someone suffering from delusions and severe paranoia. Assessment of a mental state is a complex matter. But in my experience, it's extremely unlikely that a member of the lay public could keep up a pretense in this way. And I've not previously come across anyone being able to maintain such a deception for any length of time. And none of my colleagues at the hospital dissent from my diagnosis in this case.
Thank you, Dr. Jenkins. We'll break for lunch now. 2:15 members of the jury. Thank you.
Look at this. It proves beyond doubt he pre-planned the whole thing. Look, date of issue.
Mr. Frupton, I need a word.
We got him.
There's been a new development. I'm not sure what it is, but the prosecution have asked the judge.
Blah, 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 blah.
Your Honor, I've asked for the jury to be kept out. An officer arrived during the luncheon adjournment with some important new information, which my colleague and I both agree is undoubtedly material to this hearing. Perhaps I might call DCI Connor to tell Your Honor what that is. Now, I've discussed with my learned friend, and we both agree that Dr. Jenkins might remain in court to hear what DCI Connor has to say.
Yes. DCI Connor, come forward. You needn't be sworn. What is it you have to report?
We have been interrogating the memory of Gregory Harwood's computer for some time now, and this morning we discovered something which, certainly in my view, touches directly on the issue at this hearing. Now, in summary, and may I make this perfectly clear that I'm simply repeating what I've been told?
Do go on, Chief Inspector.
Thank you. Now, it appears that the computer was used to access medico-legal sites, and in particular that a number of reported cases involving fitness to plead issues have been downloaded. Now, according to the dates on these files, these were accessed prior to his arrest. Gregory Harwood has clearly researched the exact mental disorders that Dr. Jenkins here diagnosed.
Yes, I see. Forgive me a moment, would you, DCI Connor? Dr. Jenkins, in the light of what you've just heard, would your views on the defendant's condition remain as they were this morning, or would you wish to revise them?
Well, obviously, what I've just heard completely alters the position and could certainly explain the accuracy with which my patient exhibited all the classic symptoms of delusional paranoia, almost to the letter.
DCI Connor, is there anything else you wish to add?
Yes, I feel Your Honor should know that not only was the fitness to plead planned in advance, but the whole murder was.
I'm sorry, who are you?
I'm Chief Superintendent Michael Walker. I'm attached to Richmond Vale Police Station. I have been part of this inquiry from an early stage.
I don't wish in any way to seem discourteous, but I don't want to turn this into a general conversation, if you don't mind, if for no other reason that my notes get confused. Mr. Frogton, Mr. Quinn, I've decided that in the light of these new developments, I should discharge this jury and give you both time to put your respective houses in order.
Am I to take it, Your Honor, that the fitness to plead hearing is adjourned?
I'm going to order this case to be relisted in front of me in 14 days' time, so we can review the position on pleas. Preparation should be made for your client to now stand trial.
In the light of this new evidence, which was, most fortunately for you, discovered before I had access to it...
If you think you're getting away with diminished responsibility, you've got another thing coming. He's going down for cold-blooded murder.
Mike, that's enough.
Is it? You want details? Have them. We're all here. Why waste time? You want the proof. Greg Harwood is a cold-blooded, calculating killer.
I'm not getting into this.
Harwood was not expecting his wife to leave him. She wanted him out of the house. But in the afternoon she died, she buoyed up her courage with crack cocaine. The statements from Craig Board, underlined on pages 4 and 5, detail Diane Harwood's drug-taking. Instead of perhaps his intention to drug her, make her easily and quietly murdered, she fought him. And the results in that house were a bloodbath. February the 15th, Diane Harwood was dead. Take a look at these photographs. taken from a bank CCTV footage. And the blonde wig and trench coat worn by Carla Worth, posing as Diane Harwood. Mr. Harwood orchestrated the impersonation by Carla Worth as he bought the wig almost 2 weeks prior to the death of Diane Harwood. Miss Worth maintained she was asked by Mr. Harwood to pretend to be his wife over a considerable period of time. Does this sound like a man incapable of coming to terms with his wife's death, unable to cope? He takes Miss Worth and his children to a cottage in Scotland. They set about making their escape. Miss Worth dyes her hair. They dress the children as boys. Greg Harwood almost planned the perfect murder. Almost. His intention was to fly from London to Paris and there pick up a plane for South Africa with tickets he'd already purchased. Family passports. And the names of Greg Harwood, Susie Harwood, Sarah Harwood, and Diane Harwood. All of them new, all of them issued on the 11th of February, which is 4 days before we believe Greg Harwood killed his wife. This one was found in the accused, the other 3 in Miss Worth's luggage, hers and the children's. I have a statement from the clerk who issued the passports. Carla Worth used Diane Harwood's birth certificate to register authenticity. And it's good. It is very good. It fooled me. It fooled the entire team. But look closely. It is not Diane Harwood at all. The woman in that photograph is Carla Worth, posing as Diane Harwood in a blonde wig.
Good performance. I believed you. But with the evidence heard in court today, fitness to plead has gone out of the window. If I were you, I'd concentrate on diminished responsibility, but I have to warn you that even that is not looking too clever at the moment.
Will they take me back to the hospital?
No, you were in hospital for assessment. Now that's taken place, you'll be held on remand until a date is confirmed for your trial.
And how long will that take?
The next hearing is in 2 weeks.
So I have time to finish my cigarette.
In the light of what has taken place today, I strongly suggest that it is in your interest to think carefully about what plea you intend to enter.
Judge Winfield has got to you.
Thank you.
Transportation, prisoner Harwood.
The best method is to take old china and you smash it up into squares and put the pieces in the base of the pot. And you take some dry moss and then you put some potting compost in the top. And the squares are there so that the water doesn't...
I can't begin to thank you. Oh, and many congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
You deserve it.
Take care, both of you.
Thank you.
Roisin. Roisin, wait.
Couldn't bear any more of your sycophantic sucking up to the Winfields. God, they make me sick. And could you have crawled further up his arse?
Now, you know how much I need him to put in a few words for me. I doubt you'd be the one to beef up my part in this inquiry, given that you're intent on getting all the glory for yourself. Hey, I've just been to see Greg Harwood. No lawyers, no police, and guess what? He's talking to the fairies.
Really? I know about Harwood's money, Mike, and now you're telling me that the only person can prove it is insane. How convenient for you.
That money was checked by the bloke in the Isle of Man, signed and registered.
We were told there was over 300 grand. Now suddenly there's only 150. You took the rest.
Prove it.
I can't. Yet. You got away with murder, and now you're a thief. You're gonna slip up one day, Mike, and I'm gonna take you down.
That ain't gonna be so easy. Now your old boss Lawson ain't gonna make assistant chief constable.
What are you talking about?
I've got his job.
You are in overall charge of murder squad.
You bet. That's why Winfield was congratulating me and thanking me for putting his daughter's killer behind bars. I will see you at the trial, Detective Chief Inspector Connor.